In this lecture, we're going to work on the code to be able to delete a new thread or any thread. And in order to do that, we got to work inside of Xcode, inside of the thread list view controller, where it says that we add one. So we already have the code to add a new thread. Now let's write the code to delete a thread. So let's just do func, and let's call this one delete thread. And so there are many ways to delete a thread, and one way would be to do it at an index. So at index int, and that would delete it from the list of threads. And this index would be used inside of the thread manager. So thread manager that we created earlier dot delete thread at index. That's the beauty of using that. And by the way, if you look at the delete thread by jumping to the definition, you would see that it's accessing the threads. So you can put a breakpoint just for the sake of it and making sure it's getting called. And whenever you assign to the threads, it's going to set it. And by setting it, it's going to save it locally inside of the storage of the device. All right. So that's one. And then we assigned back. So all the threads here, we get the thread manager dot thread, and then we reload the table view so that we get to see that the thread that we're deleting is removed. All right, now we need to call this method. And where are we going to call it? Well, if you look at the user interface, we would like to swipe. So if we swipe right, we want a menu that says delete, right? And we can click on that. So we want to use the swiping gesture. So let's go to the thread list view controller and add the swiping gesture. I'm going to add it right after this table view override. So basically where we have all the method delegates for the table view. Right here, override. Table view. And the one you want to be looking for is a trailing swipe. So keep at looking for the trailing swipe method. Well, okay, there it is. Trailing swipe action configuration for row. There we go. Press enter. And now let's write that code. So let's create a delete action. Let delete action is equal to UI contextual action. The style would be dot destructive because it's a delete. The title would be delete. And the handler, let's write the handler right here. To be able to do the handler, just remove that and open and close. Open and close the parenthesis. There you go. Well, you have to close it here right after the title, right? So right after the title, you close that here. And then you remove the word handler, and we're going to write the handler. So remove the word handler, and inside the handler, we're going to add the weak cell. So, and then we need an action, we need a view, and a completion handler. Completion handler. There we go. In, and now we can write the code. Okay, so let me double check. So we open here and we close it here and we close the other one. So far so good. And it's just missing the return statement. Yes, because we need to write it. So let's call the delete method. So the action that we want is the delete thread that we just created at index, and the index is the index path dot row, which is here, right? The index path dot row. There we go. And let's add the delete. Well, we have to complete here. So completion handler true because it's done. All right. And let's add let's change the background color of the delete action. Dot background color is equal to UI color dot system red. And let's add an icon. And the icon that you want to add to the delete action is the trash icon. So you can do UI image. And well, it's equal. I'm sorry. There you go. Equal UI image. And the system name is the trash for the trash icon, the garbage, right? All right. Now let's add the swipe configuration. Let swipe configuration is equal to UI swipe configure actions configuration, and the actions, we only have one action, which is the delete action. So that needs to be within an array. Delete action. There we go. And we finally return because it's missing the return statement. Return swipe configuration. All right. So at this point, we have the table view. Let's click on run and see what we get out of this to make sure we don't have any errors. All right, it's running. Now I'm going to click on, let's say, Stephanie, and I'm going to swipe, and you guys see it's right there. So I'm going to click on delete, which calls the thread because it's calling the delete thread. Okay, so far so good. And let's click on continue. Perfect. And it's gone. Excellent. So now if I press stop and I rerun the app, let's see if we see the same. Yep. As you can see, it's gone. So far so good. It's working as expected. Let me do it again because I want to do it with Natalie just for the sake of doing it. Click on delete. Natalie is gone. Now I'm going to stop and I'm going to press run again. And as you can see, Natalie is gone. All right, the delete functionality is working excellent.